is a real shift. And here's how I'm thinking about it in my work and in my life. And so for work, I think of it like a thesaurus. So, I use it for reference and, to try to figure things out. But if I used a thesaurus and picked which words I wanted to change just at random, my writing would sound ridiculous. And I also think of it like an employee. So I want to use AI to help me, elevate and operate at a higher level. But I know that if I just let this employee go rogue, things won't go according to my plan. So it still has to be my plan. And I'm just finding that I keep hearing people talk about it like, with such negativity and with a defeatist attitude, I'll call it. So hearing people say that it's just, taking away jobs, it's taking away opportunity, it's making us dumber because we don't need to think anymore. I just don't like that attitude. And I'm trying to think about, how I want to use it for myself. And, I just hear people say things like, oh, it's like calculators made us dumber. We stopped doing manual math. And I actually looked that up now, and it doesn't seem like that's exactly true. But also thinking about it, I'm like, well, that would be a choice that you make. If you knew that using a calculator all the time was taking some cognitive load off, that made it so you just aren't operating at a higher level and you are, getting duller mentally, you could make the choice to do other things, like maybe do puzzles or maybe still make a point to do some manual math or something. You don't need to just accept that, at least for yourself. And I just, I want to keep finding ways to use AI more efficiently. Like, I love using it, just bouncing ideas off of it. I think it's such a better starting point for research. It's like at one time I could get all the bullet points of, the things that I need to vet, or, you know, it's just awesome. I mean, I love it. And beyond just, um, thinking that we don't need to use this as an excuse to just do less or, take away from our work, uh, and, our real voice in our work or anything like that. I think that it's also making other opportunities, like authenticity now is just more valuable. And I think we have an advantage with that. And, it's cheesy, but AI can't be you. And it just makes me think that, like, there's value in imperfection. And, like, think about art. Like, if every artist or musician was like, everything needs to follow a very specific formula, like, I think that could just take away the soul out of it. Or take the soul out of it. And I'll think about, like, being at a friend's house and the friend is, apologizing for the dishes in the sink, or, oh, things are a mess. And I'm just there thinking, like, I'm just happy to be around you. Like, I don't care. It just, like, all I'm thinking about is that, like, I'm happy to be here because you're here. And it's like, if everything was perfect all the time, if, my friend had a very specific, perfect formula, then they would be a robot. So, like, there is value in imperfection. And I just don't want us to forget that. And you don't have to lose your voice. You still have your own voice, and you don't need to prevent it, or you don't need to let AI prevent you from trying. And it's just never going to take away our ability to be human, and I don't want us to forget that.